Let us embark on the road to Hermitcraft.
Hello everybody, I'm Battery, and welcome back to Minecraft. Today, if you couldn't tell by the location, I'm starting a new series, and I'm going to be calling this series The Road to Hermitcraft. And the reason that I'm doing this series in the first place is just because I thought, one of my goals is to get onto the Hermitcraft server. And so, I thought, what better way to start acting like a hermit than to start playing on the official Hermitcraft mod pack. This mod pack is Exuma's Hermitcraft mods, which for the most part is just like quality of life mods, things like lithium and other like performance enhancing mods. It's a very vanilla based mod pack. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And I figured, again, one of my goals is to get onto Hermitcraft, and what better way to start doing or acting like that than to just kind of pretend I've already made it and play with the same rules and stuff like that as the hermits already do. And so, I think in this episode, I'm just going to aim to get a starter house up and running, as well as maybe start mining for resources and stuff like that. For the time being, though, I think I'm going to start looking around and seeing if I can find a good spot to build a house, because currently we're not in the prettiest spot, although maybe getting some resources from here would be a good idea, because there's a lot of exposed like coal and stuff like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. There's even an emerald over there. What? I'm pretty sure that requires iron, though, and I'm not seeing any iron out here. But I will collect some of this coal. An interesting thing that I've noted about a lot of Minecraft players is that they don't ever actually get through their wooden pickaxe. They just kind of go for stone immediately and discard or leave their wooden pickaxe in a chest. I don't like to do that. I like to use up the full durability of the wooden pickaxe, which maybe counts as a little weird, but actually, I think I'm gonna make some food too, just so, because I already got these lamb chops. Oh, that's interesting. If you have multiple, like, things next to each other, it creates, like, different tabs. That's cool. I like that. Okay, so I think I'm going to check back in with you guys once I find a suitable spot to live. Alright, I think this little island over here could be a good spot to set up a starter base. It seems like there's a whole bunch of pigs and a few pumpkins, which is nice. Oh, man. Okay. That's That's a lot more pumpkins than I was expecting. I've never seen pumpkins so densely packed before. Maybe because it's a little tiny island. But I think this will be a good spot to put down our starter base, because there's like a taiga that way, which will allow us to get spruce wood, and we're not too far from spawn, so we can go back to that sort of rocky, mountainous area and collect any like andesite or granite or whatever other stony blocks we need from over there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start leveling this place out, collecting all of these pumpkins real quick to get them out of the way. And get started with the building process. Another reason I wanted to do this mod pack is because there are a couple of like cool camera mods that I can utilize to sort of do big overhead sweeping shots of things, or just like record from a different perspective. Although I might have to toy around with some of that for a minute just to figure out how it works. Yeah, that's a big reason why I wanted to use this, is because I've never been able to use the like camera mods because they're all on Fabric, it seems. So being able to use those is pretty cool, and so I'm going to try and take advantage of that as much as possible. Hopefully I can get something set up so that me clearing out this space and making a little house looks a bit cooler. But I'm going to get started on that and maybe try fiddling around with the camera controls for a minute. So I've stumbled across this interesting mode which allows me to be outside of my body but still control my person, which is interesting. But it's also very hard to control just because you're looking at yourself from a third-person perspective when normally, this is a first-person game. Yeah, so I just... this is an interesting camera. Let's see. Okay. And then I can pop back into my body. Well, it doesn't seem like there's any way to set up a camera like this and record or actually be able to function. So I think what I'm going to have to do is set up a second account to get a different like perspective on this. I thought there was a way that I could just like set up a camera like this and have it be recording, but not have to like have my perspective stuck like this the whole time, because I'm definitely not going to be able to work like this. So I think maybe what I'll do is I can either look into more mods and see if I can find like the replay mod or something like that. I've heard that one's pretty popular and allows you to do cool things. Or I'll just get a second account going and get that one set up as sort of a camera account. So I'll be back in a minute to see if I can figure out anything like that. So I was able to figure out how to install and record on the replay mod, which is actually like really, really cool and a lot more powerful than I initially even thought it was. So the way that it works is that it just kind of records, like, passively almost, I guess is the best way to describe it. And you can go back in later and view whatever you did from any perspective. And so it makes getting shots like these super easy. So, like, making these quick build sort of time lapses are super easy with it. The only thing it really doesn't do is record from the first person perspective, because it is sort of just a floating spectator cam. So I still have to record through OBS in order to get the first person view of everything, and it certainly doesn't replace OBS in any way, shape, or form for that sort of stuff. But it is very cool for, like, cinematic shots or time lapses or anything like that. And with that being said, I think this is going to be super helpful for making the videos more interesting, and I'm going to be using it a whole heck of a lot from now on. Alrighty, and we are all done with these first couple of builds. I decided to tack on this little mine entrance just because, I don't know, it felt right to do. And you know, I was already going down there getting all the cobblestone for the outside of the house, so I figured, why not spruce up the little mine entrance that we have going on here? So, yeah. I think overall, I'm pretty happy with how both of these turned out. The house looks pretty good, and I don't know why, but I really like the sort of, like, I don't know, I guess just, I would call it like a ramp house or something like that, where it's just like it slopes from the front to the back or from one side to the other. I don't know why that style appeals to me so much, but I mean, they're pretty easy to execute and they look good. Like, I feel like, I don't know, out of everything, roofs are the hardest to make look good in Minecraft. So I go for, I don't know, I guess simple roofs just to make it easier on myself. But yeah, I'm really happy with how both of these turned out. Again, this one is a little simple, but you know, it is a mine after all. I'm not going to be staring in awe at my mine shaft, I don't think. I think I'm going to go down and gather some resources in between episodes, just so, you know, that doesn't have to be done on camera or anything, and you don't gotta wait for me to boringly gather the same resources that everybody always gathers. So, probably just going to work on getting that stuff off camera. And next time, I think what I'm gonna do is start making a little, like, farming area somewhere around here. And I've also seen some bees floating around. Yeah, there's one. There's a couple over there that I want to go capture. So maybe that can be something for the next episode as well. I'm leaving this episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. I am very excited about what this series has in store. I hope you found some enjoyment out of it, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because, that will ultimately help me to bring this series to its final final conclusion. A conclusion is final. It'll help me bring this series to its logical conclusion, hopefully. But with that said, I've been Battery, and I'll see you next time.